This is the Share the Knowledge podcast for DJs.
So in last week's episode, I talked about not taking shortcuts because someone asked me a question if I had tips how to speed up the learning curve. And this week I have a question that kind of boils down to the same thing, but there's a longer story attached. So let me just start with that story. I'm 24. I started DJing when I was 19, but my whole equipment was stolen, and the problem was I loaned the money for it, so I couldn't afford a new one, so I had to quit before I even started. For years I was planning to start over, but money was a big problem, and college also. So for 5 years I did nothing. I lost 5 years. And now my thinking is that even if I start now, I could never be as good as I would be if I would have started at 19, because 5 years is a lot of time. And also every DJ and producer says that you always learn and that it takes a lifetime of learning. So my logic is that I will always be 5 years behind. Like when I'm 26, 27, I will never be as good as I would be if I started at 19 because of the 5-year backlog. And even when I'm 30, I will never be as good if I would have started at 19. So what do I do? Is there any way to compensate lost time? Any tips for faster DJ and production learning? I really had the passion, but when I think I lost 5 years, I just lose desire only because I think I will never be as good and I will never have the skill that I would have had if I started at 19. All right, I think it even continues with more of the same, but the message is pretty clear. So let's just start right here. You shouldn't be living with regret. That's a terrible thing to do, and especially because it is something that happened and it was out of your control. So stop thinking about what if I started at 19. That's not the case. You're starting at 24. So let that go. Stop thinking about that. And let's be honest. If you're going to use that as the mindset, then I could always say, what about DJs who started at 13? Does it mean that they're all better than you because they started earlier? They have more of a head start? Now, the answer is no, not really. And the answer, and hopefully this will make you feel better, is also that there's plenty of people who start later than 24, in their 30s, in their 40s. Look, here's the thing. I understand the you're always learning concept. And it's true. I'm still learning every day. But a lot of the things I'm learning now, I couldn't have learned 5 years ago because 5 years ago, those things weren't around. Other things are learned through experience, but then again, I know DJs that have been DJing as long as I have, but we both have a different level of experience. We've both been through different things. I started at the same time as certain DJs, and in that time, all they've done is play at local bars and clubs. That was their thing. Perfectly fine. In that same time, I played at local bars and clubs. I played at venues throughout the country, festivals, small and very large. I've toured all across the country and other countries in Europe and abroad, like overseas. And I've done 3,500 live shows besides my DJ career. And I've organized my own events, like I said in the intro. So my experience is not the same as another DJ who started at the same time I did, like 26 years ago. It all depends. So how long ago you started, that's only part of the equation. You shouldn't worry about that. Now, here's the thing. There's not really a thing you can do to now win back those 5 years, but that should not be your goal at all. You can learn now. If you start now, just start learning now. And 24 is still very young. But again, let me just add, you could start at 30, 40, or 50 as well. The only thing is, once you get older, the nightlife might not be as appealing anymore compared to when you're 24. But don't let it bother you, and don't think about time that you lost and try to win that time back. Just focus on the now, and keep in mind that now there's access to a lot more educational material than you would have had 5 years ago. Tips and tricks videos, tutorials, and I'm not even talking about just my own stuff on YouTube, but there's plenty of other videos out there. The amount of DJ courses that are available nowadays, you can get lessons online, you name it. So a lot of stuff people can do now wasn't even possible 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So just go for it. If you have the feeling that this is what you want to do, just go ahead and do it and enjoy it. And don't let the negative thoughts of something that happened that you can't change anymore, it already happened, affect you. Just enjoy the moment and live in the now. Learn all you can. And yes, you will continue to learn over time, but what people mean when they say learning over time and you keep on learning, a lot of that doesn't really have to do with the fundamentals. The fundamentals are the same, so you start there, you learn the fundamentals of DJing, you learn the fundamentals of producing, of making music, and take it from there. But the experience that you will gain on top of that, that's going to be different for everyone. For some people, it's not going to go beyond the bedroom. For some people, it's just going to be the local youth center. And for others, it's going to be touring the world. The experience for everyone is different, but even that, nowadays, you can learn from other people's experience as well through podcasts, interviews, you name it. Don't sweat it. Get started, get into it, and don't look for shortcuts. Start with those fundamentals and take it from there. That's all I can add to it. Have fun doing it, man. That's what it's all about. You just checked out a video clip from my Share the Knowledge podcast. For the full audio episodes, you can find me on SoundCloud, Anchor, and all podcast platforms. You can find links in the description box down below, so check that out as well. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter so you don't miss out on the weekly highlights of everything I posted across all platforms. That's it for now. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure you do. If you like the video, like it and share it. I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.